Hey guys, Doug the Retirement Guy. Dare to compare FLP versus NFLY. Which Netflix ETF should you choose? We're looking at Kurv's NFLP, and we're looking at Yieldmax's NFLY. Let's take a look. First off, Yieldmax's NFLY and the Kurv's NFLP both invest into Netflix and generate income from options trading of the Netflix stock. If you look at the returns that they post, the first one, the Yieldmax, is 74.82 with a 30-day yield of 2.86. And when you look at Kurv's at 27.62 and a 30-day SEC yield at 3.39, man, I got to give the Yieldmax the thumbs up, but I got to give Kurv that thumbs up for their SEC rating. So far we look tied. Now let's take a look at the return rate. The Yieldmax FLY and Kurv is at the bottom. At 1 month, Yieldmax is at the 8.16, and that gives you the same as Kurv, 8.22. So darn close to each other over the past month. 3 months out, you're at 20% on the Yieldmax, and you're at 18.8 on Kurv. 6 months, 44% on Yieldmax, 39% on Kurv. Year to date, this doesn't throw me because really we only have 1 month into it at this point in time. So it's the same as the 1 month situation, 7.68 versus 8.2. 1 year out, 62% versus Kurv's 48%. The winner to me has got to be Yieldmax. We give Yieldmax the big thumbs up because they are producing a higher return across the board. This is the one though is a telltale sign to me. Is you take $10,000, you invest into it, what would you have? In Yieldmax, after you buy $10,000 at only an $18 share, you're going to get 543 shares at the end of 12 months, but you only have $168 gross increase in your value and 1.69% return from that investment. Now the dividends show a 47.19 because you collected $4,719, and your total return of $4,887 or a 48% return gives the Yieldmax a strong and hard argument to fight other than getting increase in your NAV. So this is going to be tough. Let's do the same thing for Kurv. $10,000 investment. Now their stock prices are definitely a lot more. They started off at $31.99. They ended up at $37.80, which gave them the big increase to 18.16%. Now, I look at that and say it really went down in January, but came back up in February. So January was just a little blip on the map, while they got an $1,800 increase, 18.16%. The other one is their dividend is not as high. They came at $22,096.09, or a 20.96 dividend return, for a total return of 39.12. Now let's go over the price adjustment over time. And it's interesting to me, the NFLP and the NFLY, they show a steady balance. They're just rolling right through until about the last 3 months. This is where you see that one suggestion I made is the NFLP took a $6 increase this month, which gives you that hard drive up. Now it's there with NFLY, but not as strong. And that goes because you're dealing with an $18 stock versus a $30 stock. So a huge difference there, but they both follow what Netflix is doing. If they're up, if Netflix is up, these guys are up. If Netflix is down, these guys are going to be down. But the pattern shows the same. So it's very close. They're doing exact same thing to each other. The chart shows both of them can handle the price for long periods of time. They both get a 1 or a 2 Morningstar risk because it makes them very conservative. So we like that conservatism when we go into an investment stock. So our summary for this stock return. Kurv, 18.16. Yieldmax, 1.68. Man, Kurv wins this one hands down. There is no question about it. You're getting great growth. You're getting good numbers off of that. Dividend return. Kurv is only getting 20.96%, while Yieldmax is showing a 47.19% over the past 12 months. Well, you know that's got to be Yieldmax's win on that one. Then when you take a look at the stock return, Kurv is getting a 39.12, Yieldmax 48.88%. We're going to give this one to Yieldmax again. Even though at the end they both show very, very strong numbers, that extra 10 points is going to make some big difference down the road. The winner for your retirement account, which one should you have? NFLP or NFLY, Yieldmax's NFLX options income strategy. Yieldmax wins this one hands down. First off, the return, 48.8%, knocks Kurv out of the park. Your dividends of 47.19, man, that's what your retirement, that's what you're dealing with. You want big dividends to pay your bills. And your NAV return rate is gained 1.68. We're not looking to gain and grow our value. We're looking for dividends when you're in a retirement account. So this is where you want to make sure the difference is, don't get caught with, oh, I'm getting a big return, unless you're needing to grow your funds. You can do it with this fund as well because you have 47% dividend return. So maybe you live off of 30 and you take the other 18% and you go reinvest it. That's what Kurv is doing. That's growing your NAV return rate, but you're losing it in dividend. So to me, Yieldmax gives you everything you need for a retirement account. Hey, I'm Doug, the retirement guy, and I'll tell you this. If you like what you're seeing, press that thumbs up button. Give us a like onto it. If you like what you're seeing, hit that subscribe. Don't miss any of the videos and the channels that we're putting out there. And if you have any comments at all, put them down below. We love to hear from you. We're getting a lot of reviews. We're getting a lot of comments from people, and we're doing more videos to give them what they're looking for. Everything helps the channel. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.